Hello. Hello. How are you? We are so glad that you are here. And I am going to turn off all the texting from our teenagers and we are going to get started.
Yay.
So we are super excited to be with you. I am particularly excited to join this conversation tonight because I am pumped up. And so
That makes me think of Hans and Franz.
pump
We are here to pump
you up. And so we are really excited. I am going to share tonight about my experience at Verve 2025. If you have not met Suzanne Castle, I will introduce you. She is phenomenal. She is my coach and really kind of a empowering coach, a business coach, women in business coach, an all-round just fantastic, be fantastic in life coach. She does all the things. And so she has a once-a-year retreat called Verve. And so she really focuses on being a mojo maker. And she is all about the sparkles and the glitter. And so I'm just here and excited to share a little bit about my experience with you. You
Yes, me.
are one of the reasons that I went to Verve.
That's true.
In the
first time, yes.
First time. And so I have to say thank you
You're
for
welcome.
kind of making one of my birthday wishes come true, because I don't think I would have done it myself. And thanks for kicking my tush a little bit.
You're welcome.
And getting me there
and investing in you.
You really did. That's cheeseball, but you really did.
I know. And then you invested in yourself.
Thank you. And so it really has paid off this year. It's really helped me grow as a professional and as, feel confident and invest in this lovely thing that we're doing here at Empowering and all kinds of things. So excited to share that with you tonight. So I think that's why you're wearing your hat. Tell us about this hat.
Okay, so it's hat night. We've got Mojo Maker, so I'm honored and privileged to sit next to the Mojo Maker officially. And then this is my official interview hat. So I will be...
Why is that your official interview hat?
I don't know. I just made that up.
It makes you feel like who?
Walter Cronkite.
Okay. All right. You said that earlier, and they have to know.
Well, hopefully they're old enough to even know who that is, right?
We do have
probably aging myself.
A little bit.
Right. So, friends, welcome back. It's Ready.Set.Sunday. Tonight's going to be, as we said already, a little bit different format. Micah just got back from her Verve conference, and I'm dying to hear about more. I think you're going to be dying to hear about more. Are you really
ready to hear more about all this sparkle and glitter?
Yes. So it was called Verve, right?
It was. Which Verve...
What does Verve mean?
Really stands for a lot of energy and enthusiasm. And so, and showing up as your best self. So one of the things that I am an introvert, extrovert. And so one of the things,
borderline.
Yeah. So I go back and forth. And so last year when I walked in the room at Verve, I was a little intimidated. This year at Verve, I was all about it. And so really one of the things that this is, it's just a safe room of women who, create a space for you to shine no matter what that means for you.
Right.
So I don't have anything with glitter on it in my closet except for my lovely sparkles. Thank you very much. And
happy birthday again.
Yes, thanks. But some people were in glitter from head to toe, just a outward representation of whatever was their vibe.
Okay.
But it didn't matter, right? We were just allowed to.
So it's an acceptance space.
Yeah, it really is. Safe space, growth space, all of those kind of things. So it was just really wonderful.
So way more about just business. It's not just business.
No. It was way more about, it is about business. We do talk about revenue and growing and all of that.
Right, but not just that.
Yes. So absolutely. So yeah, absolutely.
So I think I've heard you talk about a little bit that it was about confidence and ease and showing up as your best self.
Yes. So yeah, Suzanne's word of the weekend was ease, which, if you think about it, isn't really a word that is connected with business.
Or especially entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When I hear entrepreneurship, I think hustle and grind, and it's going to be hard.
Yes, absolutely. And that's one of the things that she really challenged us to work on, is that, you don't have to grind harder or work harder or those kind of things. Sure, you're going to work hard. And you have to work for it to work. But it shouldn't be, you don't have to live in the suffering of it. Like, it shouldn't be painful. And so
kind of to reference our last conversation with Jessica, right?
Yeah.
There's joy that you need to find.
Yeah.
In the work.
Shout out to Jessica. I'm wearing your shirt.
That's right. It's gonna be okay.
See? It is gonna be okay. And so so it honestly caught me off guard that ease was the word,
right?
Because you've met me.
Yeah.
I am a little I have a little anxious tendency.
Yeah, but a lot of passion too.
I do have a lot of passion, and I do grind a lot.
Yes, especially on data.
Yes, I do like data. The girls learned that I like data. Like, every time data was referenced, I'd be like, data. So they learned very quickly that I was data.
So how did that theme hit you first when you first got there and learned that was the theme?
I mean, when you first hear ease, you think rest, right? Okay. Like ease, nap, that kind of thing. That was not the ease that she was talking about. She was talking about, like, creating processes and systems that help you live into your best version.
Some work smarter, not just harder things.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So the other thing that she continued to talk about was, like, what was she said something really smart, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I have my notes right over here. I'm going to bust them out. But, it's not, the doing isn't just the thing. And we all want to you would have loved this part. Like, we all want to wake up one day and be overnight successes. And so, we have to give ourselves a little ease and grace, that we're not just going to wake up one night and all of a sudden we're going to be millionaires or billionaires or whatever. Right. And so there is a little bit of ease in saying, I'm going to take this micro step and I'm going to take that micro step, and like being okay with a lot of baby steps make the big impact.
Kind of the Chinese proverb, right? The big journey starts with one step.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I told one of my friends, it's like the overnight success started 15 years ago or something. And, that whole adage. And so, yeah, that was the other thing that kind of really struck me, is like, I'm not super good at the micro. And you and I talk about this a lot. It's like, we want it done yesterday. And I think that's one of the things that the coaching program this year has really taught me, is to be more patient and reflect on the data.
Right.
Make data-informed decisions, and, take those baby steps, not adjust everything, pendulum swing and everything, not to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I mean, that's where science comes into it, right?
Yeah, all right, science
if
nerd.
You control the variables and only change one at a time, you can see what the effects are.
That's right. That's right.
That's totally a science thing.
Absolutely.
It's a scientific method. So you talked about one of your biggest takeaways was owning your wins. And I think that aligns perfectly with micro baby steps, because you can have a win at each micro baby step, and suddenly you've stacked a whole bunch of wins.
Yeah.
So talk about that. What shifted for you in that?
Well, honestly, I was way better at this after last year's Verve than I was later in the year. I had a win wall, and it's sitting over there in the corner. Sadly, when I moved into this office, it didn't get put back up. But I'm gonna get it back up.
I was like, you tried to put it up.
I did, and it fell down. So we've got better command strips now.
Yeah.
But it was really doing sprints of like, okay, this is what am I going to get done in 2 weeks or 90 days or 30 days or whatever. And, she really, kind of inspired me to focus on celebrating again.
Right.
And so I think sometimes, we talk about this with our clients a lot. And so that's the thing that really hit me. It's like, I say this to people all the time, right? You're doing better than you think you're doing.
Right.
Why can't I listen to my own advice?
Because it's easy to give advice. It's hard to take it sometimes.
And so I needed Suzanne to say it in about 15 different ways for it to really sink in.
Repetition helps.
Yeah. Repetition and good snacks.
Nothing wrong with good snacks. Yeah. That's always helpful, especially for learning.
Yeah, 100%. So one of the things that I really have struggled with is, just creating ways to celebrate progress. And so that was the other thing that I have taken away is like, I've got to find new ways to celebrate. And one of the things that I told the group before we left is that when I get a new sponsor for our upcoming event in June,
right,
I'm going to buy myself a funky pair of socks.
Oh, cool.
So that I bring a little joy into my workspace, and they're unique, and I know that they're mine, and my children won't steal them. That's also a plus.
Yeah, that would be a plus. Absolutely.
But also that I bring a little joy into my wardrobe, into my space, because I work from home, and so it's pretty the same every day. But a little funky socks might be helpful. But that's a little micro joy that's not related to food or a lot of money or something like that. So but I gotta get a little more creative with my celebrations.
So it sounds, I'm picking up the theme of intentionality.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to forget, hey, I just made a micro step and I just had a win.
Yeah.
And start moving on to the next thing. So why do you think we have such a hard time celebrating our progress?
I mean, for me personally, I struggle with the do I deserve the celebration, right? And every time I'm in that group of women, they remind me that I'm worth it. I mean, honestly, I gotta, they remind me that, I would tell them 100 times that they're worth it. And they remind me that I'm worth the investment.
Because you are.
Thank you.
Yep.
So the whole weekend was, we go. But it's one of those things that it's just like brilliant thing after brilliant thing after brilliant thing that she does.
Right. So what was the crystallizing moment when it all clicked? Like, was there something someone said or a session where you realized it, or where it just all came together?
Honestly, so I'm not going to talk about it a lot because it took me off guard. So she gave me an award for the hard work that I did this year, and that caught me off guard.
But it was well deserved.
Thank you. I'm still a little
verklempt.
But I think it was the conversations after that really kind of clicked it for me, because what that allowed me to do is get up on stage, and she asked me some questions about why I did what I did, and some of the things that I learned this year and all of that. And basically I got to have a conversation with everybody in the room, kind of. And from that, I got to meet everybody really. And lots of people came up to me and they were like, so what about this? Or I have this, or thank you for sharing, or all of that. And it just, one of the things that I had been struggling with when I came to Verve this year is, and I know the answer, and you guys are probably going to be like, duh, is the work worth it? I think every business owner asks themselves that some point in time.
Because there are times where it is hard.
Yeah. Right? And I think that this whole weekend was just a million tiny affirmations of heck yes.
Nice. And so getting up there and getting to kind of share your story, your testimony, that feels like paying it forward, right?
Yeah, a little bit. And it also, it was kind of a moment for me where I don't think I'd realized how much progress I'd made in a year.
Right.
Because this year it's been a lot.
Yeah, both good and bad, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're getting married in a few weeks, but right. Which is awesome. And woo-hoo. This is wedding dress right here, by the way. Yeah, my dad passed and I had emergency surgery, and we've had a kind of a crazy year.
Right.
And so she said out loud in front of everybody, like, you could have just not.
Right.
And I don't think that part hit me until she said it out loud, that I didn't. I chose to get up and keep going.
I mean, I think that's the key for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Life is going to punch us in the face or punch us in the gut. And then we got a decision to make when we've gotten knocked down. Like, do we just lay there and wallow and roll around in it? Or do we get ourselves up, pick ourselves up and keep going?
Yeah. But again, going back to the celebration thing, I don't think we stop enough and say, oh, I used to be over there and now I'm here. And do a little dance because we want to be over there. Right.
Yeah.
And we cry and we whine and complain that we're not over there, but we used to be way over there.
Right. Yeah, we're not back here anymore.
Yeah. And so I mean, like, it's some of the same conversations we have with our clients.
Absolutely.
But like when I'm sitting in the chair, it doesn't feel as big. When I'm trying to self-evaluate and assess the progress, when I can see it from the outside.
Right.
Like, I'm like, go, baby, go. You've gone a long way. But when I'm sitting in this chair, it's like, oh, it's just
So it's a question of perspective, I think.
Yeah.
And the emotions are tied into it.
Oh,
when you're in the seat versus when you're outside looking in, it's easier to detach from it.
Say that 3 times.
Yeah. Clearly, I can do that really well.
So
for someone who's watching tonight who's feeling tired, maybe grinded down a little, kicked in the teeth, they're hustling hard and not really giving themselves full credit for what they're accomplishing.
Well, first of all, you need a pom-pom.
Yes. Okay, that's a visual solution. But what's the action step, right?
I mean,
how do you turn that around if you're in that zone where you think it's hard and you want to kind of quit?
The answer that we kept repeating over and over was community. I mean, you hit it right on the head. Is like, you can't have that perspective for yourself. So you need to surround yourself with people who can reinforce that perspective with you. Because if you think you've done this much, they can remind you that no, this much was really this much.
Right. And then you're not going through things alone when they're hard.
Yeah, 100%. And so, the story I told from the stage was like, when I walked into Verve last year, I knew 2 people. And this year I knew 20.
Right. And by the end, you knew way more than 20.
And so, I mean, community is a huge difference. I mean, and I think that's one of the reasons that we started empowering is because you and I kind of missed community when we were going through our toughest moments.
Right.
And so we want to be a place that we can be that other perspective and that other place and that safe space and other things. So, I mean, like, I think unfortunately it doesn't happen by accident. Like, you don't just stumble into community.
Not usually.
You do have to take that first step to say, I want one.
Right.
Then
you got to put yourself out there and be a little vulnerable, right?
Yeah, the vulnerability of that is a lot. I mean, you can even do that virtually. If you don't want to be around a lot of people. But like, there's just something different about sharing your life with people. I think your lows aren't as low. Your highs are even higher.
Yeah, I mean, that reminds me of the Bible verse, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hash it up here because I don't have it word for word.
You're gonna get an F in Bible class today.
Probably, but it's it talks about when there's like 2 or 3 people, the jobs are easier, and you don't stumble, and if somebody falls, you pick them up. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I experienced this weekend.
Right. Yeah.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
And I mean, I saw community, doing men's ministry before, right? That was huge.
Yeah.
Life-changing for so many people, including myself.
Yeah. And so, it's one of those things that I was nervous and I almost didn't do it for myself, but you invested in me. And so that gave me a little kick in the shorts to go do it. So sometimes you need somebody to kick you in the shorts. Sometimes you need somebody to go with you, if, sometimes, you need to just do it, and
yeah, you got to make the decision. Today's the day I'm going to start.
And,
right? Because it's never too late to start that stuff.
I think about myself at the lowest moment 4 years ago, right? And if I was saying this to me 4 years ago, I probably would tell myself, that person would tell me, that sounds really, really great, but no.
Mm-hmm.
Because the community is the thing that hurt me.
Right.
But, humans are human. And you have to be willing to be around humans who are fragile and vulnerable and broken just like you.
Right. Flawed.
Yeah.
Make mistakes.
Because they're there bringing their full all selves too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's one of the things that I wish more for this world, is that there were more spaces where people could just show up without judgment and just say, I got this bruise, I got this wound, I got this thing, I got, not thinking clearly, I got, and people would be like, all right, so do I. I've got, and I think sometimes we're just too scared to say that stuff out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right. Kind of reminds me of the sermon today from Pastor Trey.
Shout out Pastor Trey.
Right. Talking about generosity.
Yeah.
And that connection to baptism and generosity.
Yeah.
And showing love and being.
You got to give people the highlights. They weren't there.
A part of a loving community, right?
Yeah.
Baptism is the outward symbol that you've joined the team, is what Trey said, right?
Yeah. So. We got a little Bible-y on everybody tonight.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens.
We're Bible-y people sometimes.
Yep.
So, it was an incredible weekend. I always go home from Verve super sparkly and, motivated and with lots of goodies.
Yep. Goodies are nice.
I got this cool little bag and hat and whatever. So, I got enough swag pins to last me, for months.
Like positive affirmation shirts.
And so, there's just good vibes rolling into the, last quarter of the year. But, the thing that I think I take most with me is the community part.
Right. That's so good.
Yeah. And I think that is what we try to offer, right?
Yep.
And so that's just one of the things that I just hold.
All right. Last big question.
Okay.
If you had to sum it up, what's your biggest takeaway from the whole conference in one sentence that'll encourage everybody out there?
Okay. Suzanne kept telling us at the table, you only have 90 seconds to share, not 91. And I feel like she was just talking about me because, I like to talk.
Right.
I don't know if I can do it.
Okay. I'll share some generosity and give you more than one sentence.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. I think I'm going to do it like a little poem.
Is it a haiku?
I don't know haikus.
Okay, good.
Show up. Keep trying.
Yep.
Ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And believe in yourself.
Because.
What does that say?
Oh, it didn't come with it.
Oh, my little sticker from International Association of Women.
Anything is
IW.
possible.
Yeah. Thanks, IW. So anyway, so we went a little long tonight. We love you. Wanted to share about my experience at Verve. I could gush about it forever. If you want to know more about Suzanne or Verve or anything, or you want to come with me next year, I will tell you all about it. But more in the coming weeks about what we're up to. And
right.
so
we've got our big summit coming up next year.
That's right. I want to
First
tell you.
ever.
Yeah, I want to tell you about two things. So our very first summit is coming, but before that, we have our group webinars and coaching that are starting in 2026. So pretty much for the rest of the year, we aren't adding any more clients or anything because it's going to be wedding for us. And so if you want to, grab into some of this wisdom and knowledge and get on board and just be a part of this community, this is going to be the time and place to do it. So scan that QR code right there and tell us that you are interested. We're going to have group webinars, which are once a month, and group coaching cohorts. So there's a couple of options there, so you can find what's right for you. Then the other thing that is super exciting, I got to talk a little bit about this at Verve. People were like, what's next? What's next?
Right.
We are doing our very first in-person event.
What?
I know. You get to hear from Mr. Wisdom himself in person.
That's true.
I think we need to get you shirts with like Mr. Wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
But this is going to be in June 2026. If you are 100% sure that you want to come already, grab your ticket. That code will get you a discount already.
I like discounts.
I do like discounts. We're going to be telling you more about speakers and schedule and everything in the months to come. But just know that you're going to get to hear from us. You're going to get to work on your budget. You're going to get snacks and food and just all of like the intentional love that we give in a coaching session, but in a full day retreat. And so you want to be there. And this is going to be a super exciting day.
This is an easy way to get into the community.
It's an easy way.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Easy way. So anyway, we love you. Thanks for indulging my gush about Verve. I just love it and love that community and love Suzanne so much. And then next week, we are going to talk a little bit more about planning for Thanksgiving.
Oh my, that's almost like a month away.
I know, which means our wedding.
That's true. It's
also a month away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. We will see you next week on another Ready.Set.Sunday. And until then, catch us on social media or on our website. Till then, bye.